Blog Talk Radio.
Both of y'all back it up. Both of you back it up. Alright. I'm ready. You can't pull up on that. That's going to fall over. Oh, you went back in?
Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take2 Radio, and thanks for listening.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is David from Take2 Radio Soaps and Review, and I'm waiting for people.
I'm here with you, Dave.
We have Vinny, and we have my girl, Candace.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Hey.
And I believe Carolyn is supposed to be coming. That was my knowledge. We do not have Anthony with us, and we do not have Pam with us. But I guess we're going to carry the show. How is everybody doing tonight?
Okay.
Doing pretty well.
Oh, we got.
Well, why don't we get into the news first? I know there's lots of news to share. Candace, I hear there's good news to report.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're still here. Obviously that's good news right there.
Yeah.
Just saying. Also, let's take to anniversary.
Thank you for bringing that. That's good news. 11 years.
11 years. The big news is, I think, okay, first and foremost, one of the big news is the strike is over. Yay! All of your shows are coming back, including some of your favorite podcasts, I'm just saying. But because of the strike coming back, there was a decision that was finally made, literally like 24 hours afterwards. The Daytime Emmys is happening. It's no longer postponed. It is happening. It's a four event calendar thing. So first on Thursday is going to be the Gold Honorees. The Gold Honorees are to celebrate those who've been in the daytime industry for between 25 to on up. Those include Renee Watson. You guys know Stella, General Hospital, but she's been in so many
Renee
things.
Watson.
I mean, Renee Watson. I mean, she was on Josie and the Pussycat. She was the voice in the cartoon series. And, of course, you know, like literally she's been everywhere for the last couple of years, right? Then, of course, you got my girl, Miss Wendy Rich, ladies and gentlemen, Wendy Rich. I mean, I don't even need to say what she's been a part of, but in case you didn't know, the Beta series, and of course this show on ABC, which we still talk about to this day, of her era, which was General Hospital, among other things. Now, I'm skipping over one particular day, there's a reason. On Saturday, there's 2 events. So there's a luncheon, and also there's the Creative Arts Lifestyle Awards. I'm sorry, I forgot one. The Family and Children Awards. So, you know, the Emmys have made a decision to break up a lot of the categories to make them into their own award shows. So family and children are like the family shows and children's shows, you know, cartoons, Sesame Street and stuff like that. The Lifestyle Awards is like This Old House and all that stuff. Okay. Now, once we found out that Thursday had an event, and once we found out Saturday had an event, I mean, it was, you know, you don't have to be a detective to figure out there's a certain day in between Thursday and Saturday that was available, and we all know the history here. So, again, it was announced that on December 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern, it's going to be delayed on the West Coast, only on CBS. It's the 50th annual Daytime Emmys live
All right.
from L.A., hosted by Kevin Frazier, and I can't think of the girl's name, but she's from Entertainment Tonight. It's going to be their second year hosting. Obviously, you know, everybody, make sure you know, take out your seats if you forgot who was nominated and see who you already picked, okay? But it's going to honor 50 years of daytime. Hopefully y'all do it right. But also the main treat is we get to witness Susan Lucci receive her second Emmy because she's a Lifetime Award recipient. And make sure you have your DNA test ready because Maury is also receiving his Lifetime Achievement Award too. So did you like how I did that? Because I have a whole, like, if the daytime people want a skit of, like, who, like, at first it could have been like a host skit, like trying to figure out who's the host and do the whole who's the daddy type of thing. But, you know, they might still be able to do it. I don't know, but I kind of wanted a skit for it. So that is going to happen. It's very short notice. I know a lot of people's like, because it's around the holidays. But, hey, happy holidays from the Daytime Emmys. There you go.
That's a nice present. That's a nice Christmas present.
Yeah, I will say this. I think some of us knew that they had to do something before the end of the year because, I mean, in January starts getting everything ready for the 51st annual Daytime Emmy. So it would have been a lot to get to, you know, merge everything together. So, you know, and plus there wasn't no new TV shows coming out. So, you know, at first I was like, it's going to be probably like something on the Talk. The Talk is going to do it. They're going to pre-record stuff. But to actually have the award show itself, I am very, 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 in case y'all didn't notice, this is my favorite thing of the year. Besides my birthday, the anniversaries and all that, this is my favorite thing, and I'm really happy about this. So, can't wait.
Can't wait. And it seems like it's been a long time because the news, they brought the news, and I'm thinking, wait, this was announced last year. And I said, no, it wasn't.
Well, you got to remember.
You know, it seems that way because it was so long of a wait.
Yeah, it was. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, the writer's strike. I mean, the actor strike, record-breaking, over 100 days. That's in history now. It was the longest strike in Hollywood history. Back in June, if you guys remember, June 16th, they were supposed to have the Daytime Emmys, and obviously because of everything, they, you know, with the writer's strike, because that was the reason, real quick, that they didn't have it. It was a couple things. One, the writer's strike. As some of you guys know, daytime soaps are under a different contract, which I don't understand because everybody pays the same fee for SAG. But there was a different contract, but there were certain people who was like, we're not going to cross the picket. We're not going to do that. So that's why they postponed it until they can figure everything out. Thankfully, the writer's strike, SAG, Efron, everybody came to a come to Jesus, and now we can have the Daytime Emmys. So, yay.
Oh, yay. And now, with the strike, let's hit it down. Now, what did you think? Now, I saw some remarks on Instagram that they said that Franny didn't fight so hard and they didn't get what they wanted with the streaming, but they gave it to them in a different way.
So, as somebody who was actually like on a Zoom with some other people in the industry last Wednesday when we was all doing something, I will say that Fran fought as hard as she could because I think people are forgetting that it's not like it was back in the day when you didn't have all these streaming services like Netflix, Amazon, and everything else. Everything became more cost. You know, it was more money involved in this, and the fact that there were some actors who didn't get paid from shows that we actually watched, you know,
Right.
And 3 cents is not even worth. I mean, 3 cents is worthy of, but it's not worthy, if that makes sense. Like 3 cents cannot buy you a car. It cannot buy.
Right.
People really had to give up their homes because of this. So yeah, she did for it. But I will say this: I do agree. What she did say is to make sure if you are a SAG member, to really look at your contract to make sure that the networks come through the way that they said they were going to do, instead of jipping you. Because this contract lasts for 3 years. But I always will say this. Yeah, it says 3 years, but guess what? A strike can happen any time.
They can, huh?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a breach of a contract, though?
Well, it depends. Okay, so basically,
and I'm just asking out of curiosity, because if I hear the word contract, I feel it's ironclad.
But at the same time, if you are my boss, right, and I'm your employee, and you agreed from the union, the union is fought for you as a studio executive to pay me 50% more, right?
Mm-hmm.
If my contract from you, the studio executive, in my contract, and it says 13%, guess who's going to be upset? Guess who's going to not sign it and be like, call my SAG rep, and my SAG rep is going to say, okay. And if a lot of people get gypped that way, they can go back and strike.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Because, again, everybody agreed for the same thing, like the same amount, the same functions, and all that stuff. So if you are like Netflix, yes, Netflix, I'm picking on you because I heard that you're trying to go up on us in a couple of weeks, and we just got a raise on Netflix. Thank you. But I love you anyway. If you're Netflix, and again, you have all these people, and the agreement was, okay, SAG, union, the strike and everything, okay, Netflix has guaranteed you guys are going to get 150% of such and such and such. If then we get a contract from you as the studio executive, of Netflix, the CEO of Netflix, and me and David see, instead of 150, 13%, that's not what it was agreed on. So you go back to the union, and it's like, okay, you guys are being sloppy here. People over Netflix, yeah. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Makes sense.
You have to digest that slowly.
All I know is when I got that email, I'm going to be honest, I'm gonna let, because our podcast, Forever Today, does have SAG actors. By the way, I want to get this opportunity to say, hi, guys, I miss you. When we got that email, I mean, that was, you can feel the side of relief because, again, I think this also taught everybody that without writers, there's no shows. Without actors, there's no shows. Without shows, there's no.
Yep. There's no entertainment.
We don't talk. It's kind of like, filter. Especially now, if you love reality TV, hey, blessed be. But there's some people who does not like reality TV and was like, okay, repeats, reruns, catch up on some of the shows that you wanted to watch. But flip side, for the wrestling fans, and then he knows this, we had to say goodbye to some people. So
yeah, we had to. Yep. I mean, obviously that's going to mean a very tricky situation if they were trying to get Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania.
Oh no, they can still get Rock. They can still do that, but I think for the most part is like John Cena because John said, he was able to do it because, it was borderline, but also his movie that he was going to do got sold by Warner Brothers.
And the other thing is that in the match with Solo Sikoa at Crown Jewel, he got injured. He had surgery on one shoulder, and he still has to have surgery on the other shoulder in the upcoming weeks. So he did get hurt as well. So I think, honestly, I feel that his in-ring career is over anyways.
Vinny, come on. It's just like a soap opera. You think they're there,
I agree.
and then it's a Friday cliffhanger, and guess what? surprise, surprise, Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble. I'm just saying. Or surprise, surprise, like Money in the Bank. Surprise, surprise. WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, so, but no, I mean, like I said, I'm glad that everybody, for right now, is able to go back and do what they love to do. So.
Yeah, everyone is happy. Where do you want to start?
Well,
I don't know if Carolyn is. Go ahead.
Real quick, David, can we do, because we haven't been on. I think the last time we were on was right before this. Our thoughts and condolences goes out to Tyler Christopher's family and friends.
Yeah.
As well as Eda McCoy herself. She lost her mother a couple of days ago to cancer. Like I said, she had her for 20 years. And it's a club that you do not want to be a part of. Trust me, I'm a part of that club as well. You know, and especially because, you know, again, she is a daytime nominee. And if you met Eda McCoy's mom, you know her mom was a cheerleader. She loved the fans. She loved to interact with people. So I just wanted to do that. And with Tyler Christopher, you know, talk about a shock. Because, I mean, it's one of those, we can now say this. Where were you at when you heard about Tyler Christopher? And I'm going to say this. I was talking to one of my friends on the phone, and I saw somebody say something about Tyler on Facebook, and then I went on Twitter, and I saw Maurice Bernard kind of confirming it, and I was like, wait, what? What? Like, what is happening here? And then people, and I mean, I'm still kind of just like tongue-tied when I talk about it, but I just wanted to, you know, send my condolences.
I just can't believe it.
Yeah, right?
I can tell you.
Yeah.
Have you met him?
Yes. I met him 3 times.
I met him once. What did you get? I'll tell you what I got.
So the first time was 2004 at General Hospital Fan Club event. And him and Natalia Livingston, who were, you know, a couple back then, and obviously they was Nicholas and Emily. I went into Natalia's line because because it was Emily and stuff like that. And Natalia said, do you want an autograph from Tyler? And this was when Candace was kind of in her feelings about Nicholas, okay, because of Xander.
Right.
But with Tyler, I mean, Tyler, like, I've literally grown up watching Tyler. Like, that's why I had said, you know, sadly we lost Matthew Perry, you know, as well. And, you know, I posted a picture of, you know, the famous picture of Elizabeth, Emily, Lucky, and Nicholas at Lucky's place. And I said these were my friends. So I kind of grew up with Tyler. And Tyler was like, oh, so you don't like Nicholas? And I was like,
hold on.
I don't. I was like, I mean, I like Nicholas, but not right now. I don't like Nicholas, you know. And he was like this. He's like, okay, so do you like Tyler or do you like Nicholas? I was like, yeah, I like Tyler. He was like, okay. So I'm trying to figure this out. So he's like, so if I autograph your picture saying something Nicholas would say, I'm like, oh my gosh. I said I like you. He was like, I just wanted to hear you say it. So I was like,
you got it. That was nice.
Because I think what it was, and let's be honest, sometimes we do confuse the character and the actors. Like, we kind of think that they're the characters.
We think so, yeah.
And so when he said that, because I was like, when Natalia was like, you don't like Nicholas, and I was like, because of the whole Xander, Emily, Nicholas triangle. And then the second time I met him, it was brief. It was really brief, too, because I'm surprised I actually got to say hi. He was at an event. I was at an event. He was leaving. And I said, hi, Tyler, and he waved. And then the final time was here in Baltimore at the General Hospital fantasy event where I met Eda McCoy at. And completely 100, and this is what I'm going to miss about him, he was so engaged with the fans. He was super – he made sure that everything and everyone was taken care of as far as, like, autographs. Like, Vinny, if you was, like, the last one in line and they tell you that the fan event was over with, like, 30 minutes ago, he would actually say, you know what, Denny, don't move. I got you.
He was like
That's
that
awesome.
with you guys?
Huh?
He was like that with you guys over there?
Uh-huh. He even
that's
busted
very
Ryan
nice.
Pavey. He busted Ryan Pavey because it was Ryan Pavey's birthday weekend. We were singing, and then Tyler was like, "Yeah, he's the new guy that takes off his shirt a lot."
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, God. Well, mine, I met him at Events by Wendy in Syracuse, and he was there with your other boyfriend, Rick Hurst, and Jason Thompson. They were all three of them were there. And I think it was 2015, Candace, because Tyler was still on GH then.
Mm-hmm.
I found him let's say I found him reserved and quiet and a bit, not that he wasn't toward his fans. I mean, he was very good with the fans and anyone who wanted to take a picture with him. But I found him quiet and reserved, but nothing bad about it. Just that it feels different, like that we saw two different sides of him.
Yeah, you have to pull him out.
He might have chilled out. Or he could have been tired. Long trip.
That's true. But yeah, he was like very he was very engaged. He was very he would talk to you too, just to, get a sense of you. And like I said, I kind of regret, this is gonna kick me forever. He had a fan event last month in New York City.
Yeah. Yes,
and,
I do remember seeing something about it.
Yeah, and he had said, he was like, nothing is off the script. They can talk about everything. And I will always regret not going because I did want to go. But because I had commitments for the following week, I didn't go. But, his friend, who's running his social media page did confirm that he was going to do another event. He's looking forward to it. It's going to be in Chicago. And, he was going to write a book. And, it's just, it's hard. It is, because I think.
It is hard.
Yeah, and I will say
And he just turned 51.
He just turned 51 on Saturday. Saturday was his birthday.
Yeah, it's just a very sad situation.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm just going to do this real quick. To General Hospital, the year that they have had, it's like, wow. And also, I want to also send our well wishes to Jennifer Skye. Jennifer Skye played Sarah Weber in 97, and some of us know her from Cleopatra, stuff like that. She also suffered. The irony is that it was reported that Charlie Christopher had a cardiac event. We don't know what that event was. It could be a couple of things. But Jennifer Scott also took to her social media page, and she also said that she also suffered a similarity. And she's okay. She's doing fine. But it's just, again, life. Life is
funny.
It's a trip. It could be funny, sad, upside down, inside out. But woo! So I wanted to say all of that, get that all out, and watch the Bay. There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Do you wanna? Let's start with B&B because you can help catch me up because I am having a problem with my Paramount Plus. Do you know, I haven't has not been uploading. The last time I uploaded episodes of B&B was the 3rd. And they don't upload them anymore. So now I got to go back and I got to, DVR it now. So I missed.
You might want to contact Paramount Plus. Might want to contact them.
I'm getting Y&R, but no B&B.
Huh.
I've been having a different problem with Paramount.
You've been having a problem with Paramount?
Yeah, I've been having a different problem with Paramount, where when I go to watch Y&R, which I'm trying to get myself caught back up on both Y&R and B&B, Y&R, it's like it's a strobe effect almost. It doesn't play correctly, and it's only on Y&R. Like I can watch anything else on Paramount Plus, and it streams fine. But when I'm watching Y&R, it doesn't play correctly for whatever reason. And it's been
I got to make some calls too if I have to. But did I miss anything big? I mean, I saw it today. I think I saw it Friday. I can watch it like Mondays and Fridays live. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I always wait to come home to see it. And now I got to start DVRing it unless it comes back.
Huh. Okay.
So,
I can help you out with it.
Yeah.
So I'll just give you breath. Okay.
Get
so
us started.
Okay, so all right, so let's just because there's so many storylines. So let's go with Lee, Luna, Poppy, sorry, Penelope. I'm still gonna call her Poppy because I'm gonna be the person that everybody doesn't like. The Trolls movie is coming out in a couple of days, in the movie theaters on the 17th, and they got Princess Poppy. I'm sorry, Queen Poppy. So that's every time I hear Poppy, I think of Trolls. Thank you. Okay. I'm so glad the strike is over because I can talk about these shows and movies now. Okay, so we have the fact that Lee is like saying, first of all, your name is not Poppy, it's Penelope. Put some respect on that name because Poppy is such a slut name. Okay, she didn't really say that, but you know what I'm saying.
That's how she meant it, though.
Yeah, that's how she's meant to say it. It's sort of like you're disrespecting your name for whatever lifestyle this is. So she still asks Luna, why are you still working here? Like, what's your purpose here? But, of course, Luna and RJ are still close, especially because everything is going on. But somebody's also got some wondering eyes. And if they do this, I may be interested. We got Zende looking.
I heard that they have Zende looking at Luna.
Uh-huh. Like, Zende is like, surprise, surprise. I'm going to keep saying surprise, surprise to that. But, no, like, he's kind of just like, you can see there's something. Like, I don't know if the show is going to go there. But I'm like, that's interesting. Like, you got art. But, I mean, when we get to the other story, it kind of makes sense that RJ and Zende would be in each other's orbit, considering some things. So we got that going on. Okay. The next story beat. Let me see. Hold on. Let me make sure here. Okay. All right. Well, everything is tied in. Okay. So we got Steffi's back in town. She tells everybody that the reason she didn't call nobody back because she was like, you know, her connection wasn't that great. Which, by the way, Bo, thank you for explaining that. Because she was in the cabin. She was like, you know, she couldn't get no reception. But she knows a little bit what's going on. So her and Finn had a great reunion and everything. But at the same time, her, Finn, Ginger, and Sheila meet. And all of a sudden, Steffi got her mojo back. She's like telling Sheila, like, you don't mess with me. You don't mess with my family. I am Los Angeles, and you are not. And then she did a freaking L.A. night. Really got that one and popped Sheila in the eye to give her a black eye. And Finn and them are like, oh, my gosh. And then Sheila is acting, again, like Sheila. She's kind of calm and everything like that. But Steffi is, like, warning her, saying, you don't mess with me, da-da-da-da-da. Deacon is telling Sheila, like, let it go. Sheila's like, no, I need to see my son. Okay. On the flip side of that, Ridge and Liam was talking. And Liam was, like, saying, yeah, it's great to have Steffi back, da-da-da-da. And Ridge is like, yeah. And then Liam all of a sudden is like, I really missed her, you know, and, you know, her and Finn, Sheila needs to stop and everything like that. So Ridge is like, well, Steffi will do whatever she does, you know, like Steffi is wild and unpredictable. And Liam is like, but we got to make her see that her and Finn, they need to break up and da-da-da-da-da, right? Okay, now y'all think that's one thing, that Liam is doing this? Hold up. Wait, I got something even better. Okay, he goes over there, knocks on Steffi's door. And then Steffi and him are like, and everything. And then Liam is like, you know what? You need to dump Finn and come back to me.
Yeah, he's an ass.
And then he's going to say, because to protect you from Sheila and stuff like that. So on today's episode, Mr. Liam Spencer and Miss Steffi Finnegan, and Steffi's like, I love you, but I have a commitment to my husband. And Liam is like,
I didn't like that.
Yeah, and then Liam is like, I love you, but we need to protect you from Sheila because if anything was to happen, da-da-da-da-da. Okay.
He couldn't protect her from anything.
Thank you. I said the same. Wait a minute. Hold on. But wait. You know what? Before we get to the main event, we got to talk about this whole Liam Steffi thing. Because this is, okay. All right. Hi, I'm Candace. I'm one of the co-hosts of T2R Radio. What I'm about to say does not reflect those at T2R Radio. Okay? Liam?
Even Vinny.
Liam, you are being too brash right now because you don't have hope, right? And let me explain why I said, okay? Okay. That was something else, too. Allegedly, apparently, Hope and Liam's divorce papers have not been finalized. We don't know if that was a slip-up or,
true.
The writers probably forgot or something. But it was made to be a point that was mentioned. Okay. Here's the deal, folks. All right. Come to Auntie Candace. Auntie Candace is going to say something. Okay. First and foremost, Liam, again, like we all said, we know that you and Steffi have history. We know this. You guys have a child together. Your main priority is to co-parent to that little girl, to Kelly, okay? Liam, you can't be by yourself no more than 5 minutes, can you? Because this is becoming for real, this is a pattern. When you do not have either Hope, you go to Steffi. When you do not have Steffi, you go and run over to Hope. Both of these women, Hope and Steffi, I'll talk to y'all in a minute. Because, Liam, I have another problem with you. You have not respected Steffi and Finn's marriage. Barging in at any time you want, seeing Steffi in her lingerie. Steffi, I will talk to you in a minute. Have a seat, girl. But you really do not respect their marriage at all, to the point that you're trying to really make Finn look like he's the bad person just because of who his biological mother is. Finn didn't ask to be Sheila Carter's biological son. Trust and believe he did. And he does not know, obviously he knows now what kind of danger Sheila is to the force of family, okay? But, Liam, you're seeming to be enjoying this a little too much. Do I think he feels as though he can protect Steffi? Yes, I do. But in reality, Liam, your father couldn't even protect Sheila from everybody. I'm just saying, okay? Now, when it comes down to the Stephanie Forster Finnegan, Steffi, this is why Liam feels as though he can do this. You allowed it. You guys have no boundaries at all. You, first and foremost, I understand you need some friends to talk to or somebody about your marriage, but you do not talk to Liam about it. You guys can talk about Kelly. You guys can, do that. But do not start a sentence saying, I love you. Because Liam, all he heard was, she still loves me. I still got it. Like, cha-cha-cha. What, she said something else? Oh, no, I just heard her say that she loves me. Okay, all right. But, Steffi, you also, Steffi, I feel as though you don't understand how this is playing out. Liam comes up, first of all, Liam has always talked bad about Hope to you, Steffi. First and foremost, Steffi, why would you allow, so you know that he was probably doing the same thing to you with Hope. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So while Liam is bad-mouthing Hope and Thomas, Steffi, real quick, Steffi found out about Hope and Thomas, and Steffi and Taylor and Brooke and Rich are all worried about Thomas's mental health. Amen. Somebody finally did it. Okay. So you got Steffi over here with Liam explaining the situation. But again, like I said, Steffi, what you should have said to him was, no, I can take care of this. Me and my husband can take care of this. Okay. Steffi, you have another issue that you're trying to really push down hard. Yes, you can tell Finn that you love him and that you have missed him and all that, and tell him how you feel about Sheila. But here's my problem too, Steffi. You and Liam have had 2 kisses that has not been told to your husband yet. So when you say you're committed and you have a respect for Finn, my whole thing is that you need to tell the truth to Finn about those 2 kisses and the fact that Liam saw you in your lingerie before it, because it's going to become a bigger issue later, and I'm betting money on that, because you are so engaged in, eliminating Sheila. And by the way, Steffi, you forgot who Sheila Carter really is, because you must have been feeling yourself that night to really punch Sheila in the face, knowing that what Sheila can do and probably will do to you. Just saying.
Yeah, I think she forgot.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, what do you think, David, about all of this, about the whole Sheila, Steffi, Liam? Because I decided I'm going to take out Hope and Thomas for a second.
I think she needs to come clean about her and Liam before someone else gets that information. And if I'm thinking along the same lines that Sheila could find that out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, America. Thank you.
What about you, Vinny? Are you picking up a little bit of this?
I'm starting to. I'm definitely listening and paying attention and starting to learn the different characters and who's connected to who. So I'm slowly but surely getting caught up with it. I'm still not there yet, but I'm working towards it.
Right. I mean, that's who
Liam,
I'm thinking is
Liam is played by Scott Clifton, correct? Am I mistaken?
Yeah, you're
Formerly
right.
Dylan. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Just trying to keep that, because I did see that his reputation precedes him in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah. Like Scott Clifton, I will say this, not to cut you off, Scott Clifton even knows that Liam's a douchebag.
Yeah, he knows.
Mm-hmm.
He'll talk smack about his character. in fun. He knows what he's like. And that's the kind of actor you want to see.
Yep.
Of course. Absolutely.
You don't want somebody to take themselves too seriously. What's that? I don't know that. But you also think that too, Vinny, that Sheila may be the one to find out about what Steffi and Liam did?
I think so, especially because she seems to be the one that's causing all the trouble. And because of just who she is and her reputation, she'll be the one to find out.
Like I said, I think, Liam said that he wants to protect Steffi from Sheila. But, did y'all forget something? If Liam convinces Steffi to leave Sid, this does not mean that Sheila will not come after Steffi, because here's the thing. Steffi has something else that Sheila wants. Her grandbaby.
Yep. Baby.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's like, okay, first and foremost, if Steffi hurts Sin, that's still going to put fire on Sheila to come after you, Steffi. Then if they say that Sin can't see Hayes, oh, that's really putting gasoline on that fire and making it burn. But Sheila is not going to rust until something really bad happens to Steffi. But at the same time, I'm also looking out for you, Hope, because if Deacon pulls a fast one on Sheila, you're also in jeopardy as well. I think people really forget, and it's because we haven't seen her in a while. Sheila Carter, if you touch the wrong switch, she will go off on you.
She will.
She will go off on you.
Would Deacon turn on Sheila, though?
Oh, okay.
Well,
No, I mean,
that's 50-50.
I'm going to say this. When it comes down to, okay, if Sheila endangers Hope's life, Deacon will definitely do something. But my whole thing is that right now, okay, the character of Sheila Carter, who's been a part of my life for 30 years, both young and bold, so I can honestly say this. There's three things that Sheila Carter has always wanted in her life. One, to be accepted. Two, family. And three, love. Okay? Right now, she doesn't have to do a lot of sneaky things. I mean, okay, yes, she cut off her toe, but whatever. A lot of sneaky things to get with Deacon. Keep in mind, Sheila kept thinking that Deacon was going to turn her, they were secretive and stuff like that. But Deacon actually really loves Sheila, right?
I think
but
so.
At the same time, when you think about it, Deacon, okay, I'm just going to do devil's advocate. Sheila she has a shield on her. And the way to lower it down is by catching her when she has the shield off. And that's what, to me, Deacon has done. To me, this is just my opinion here, Deacon caught Sheila off guard by sticking with her, defending her, and saying, hey, even in front of Hope, he did this in front of Hope, okay? So you know that this really meant something for Sheila. It's like, oh, my God, Deacon defended me in front of his own daughter. Like, Hope was crying, but he picked me. He's my daddy. Like, okay. And not only that, but to me, if Deacon does, like, again, unlike Ridge and Bill, if Deacon is successfully able to do something, double-cross Sheila, I can totally see Sheila going after Hope and not Deacon. Like, I can just, for some reason, Sheila is that girl that, again, you did something, Vinny. Oh, she's not going to come after you quickly. Oh, no. She's going to work her way to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She will get through to people to get to you. That's what I'm saying. Liam, I understand your idea. Steffi, I don't understand your logic. If you guys get together, again, Steffi, you will hurt Sheila's son, especially if you say to Finn, and Liam, I'm looking at you. You can't see Hayes. Sheila finds that out. Oh, she's going to do something. Because you're not going to deny her child the right to see his child. Just saying. And that's why Sheila Carter, like, I know everybody's like, oh, this isn't how Sheila's being raised. No, this is how Sheila is before the bomb goes off. And that's just my opinion. I don't work for the show. But if I did, that's what I would be doing. Because you saw when Steffi hit Sheila, take a look at that clip again. You saw Sheila was about to a little bit lunge after Steffi, but she had to hold herself together. Because you know if that was old Sheila would have just grabbed the gun, shot her, pop her, beat her up, give her, it would be definitely be unconscious. So we got that. Now, real quick, let's talk about Hope and Thomas because this is becoming a thing here. So, did we think Hope loves Thomas?
No, I don't think so. Not completely. I don't think she's ready to commit.
Vinny, what do you think?
I don't know the characters well enough, their backstory, to really say yes or no. So I'll have to just defer to you guys.
Okay. So, long story short, Thomas obsessed with Hope. Hope has always been committed to Liam. This is sort of kind of new for her to kind of let loose, be free for a little bit, no strings attached. Yeah. So that's how it goes. Okay. Do I think Hope loves Thomas? No. Sorry, I don't. I think she's doing exactly what, no offense, guys, I love you guys, but, that a lot of guys do to girls. Have fun with them. No commitment. Hope has never ventured out like this before. And, yes, here's the thing. I know what people are going to say. She had sex with Liam when Liam was married with Steffi. Okay. That's one strike. But, again, Hope has always been that character who doesn't wild out as much as others. So this is her wilding out party. Take a look at how she's dressing now. Take a look at the whole FU kind of like attitude that she has, especially towards Steffi. She's like, look, I'm doing me. Right? I love it, girl. Giving me Meg Ryan all day long. Yes. Yes. But the thing is that Hope has come to a new season. Hope is in a new season and in a new chapter of her life where she's just like, you know what, I followed so many rules. I bend some of the rules. I'm not saying that I'm a saint. I'm not saying that I am the perfect girl, but I wasn't having so many turns and curves like other people. Now that she's with somebody who, in my opinion, I would not be with, that's just me because of the history. But she's like this, you know what? Thomas sees me in a way that I feel desirable, and he's allowing me to do what I want to do. However, I am so glad that everybody brought up Thomas' mental health because that has been my biggest thing. Thomas, like I said, Vinny, Thomas has been obsessed with this woman for years.
Okay.
Yep, years.
To the point where he almost proposed to her because of Steffi. When Steffi was trying to get with Liam. Back in the day. Like we gotta go back two Thomases ago. Okay, literally 2 Thomases ago. Okay, recast. Okay. But the thing is that Thomas even had a mannequin of Hope.
Oh wow.
Oh
yeah. Well, that was the pandemic era, Vinny.
No. He still had a mannequin Hope who he thought was real Hope.
Yeah.
And mannequin Hope was like, I want
talking to him.
I need to. And then Thomas accidentally kissed real Hope, right? But at the same time, he also kissed mannequin Hope to the point where Liam saw Thomas kiss mannequin Hope and thought it was real Hope. Yeah.
Oh. That seems like a mental illness in my opinion.
It is.
More or less.
Thomas has a mental illness. But the thing is, again, okay, Hope knows this. And the thing is Thomas is like a puppy dog. He's like, she's like giving him the look. He's like, I'm yours, Hope. Take me, Hope. I know what I'm doing. Like he's telling them, I know what I'm doing. I understand that she doesn't. Like you can tell that Thomas is really enjoying the fantasy. Like the fantasy has become a reality, but I think he does love Hope. Like he really does. Like he's trying to not do it, but he really loves Hope. Hope is not in love with him, and that's what everybody is talking about. It's like,
she's not.
Okay, Hope, you are using him for your you want to be satisfied. Totally understand. But at the same time, you know how time operates, because if again, I'm so curious here. Like, Steffi, you know what Sheila is capable of. Hope, you also know what is at stake here, right? I'm pretty sure you did. But if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. I just, for me personally, I don't think that she's in love with him, like, obviously. So, yeah. Okay. The tearjerker of the year.
Yep.
I want to say, when we get to this, I'm going to let Vinny go first, because he's going to be, and then David and me. All right, so the fashion show results came back. First and foremost, Bold fans, be glad we got a fashion show. I know it's not like it used to be, but, something's still out there, COVID. Among other things. Okay, so the results came back, but, RJ had told Brooke, Granddad's dying. And then Brooke is like, what? And then after it was revealed who won, RJ tells Ridge, and Ridge is like in denial, as anybody would be in denial, finding out that their parent is dying. And Ridge is like, you mean to tell me the man up there, the man who taught me he's dying? And so Eric and Donna come in, and Ridge and RJ and Brooke, they know about what's going on. So Eric has said, well, you know who won, don't you? Like, who was it? And the real winner was Ridge. Ridge did
real
win.
Winner was Ridge.
But Ridge, because of the situation, said it was you. It was you.
Which was a surprise. Were you surprised?
That he did that?
Yeah.
No.
You weren't?
Because Ridge has never been one to kind of gloat. I mean, unless it's Thorne or Rick. But when it came down to, because again, because I saw a lot of people saying that. My whole thing is that, okay, if this was a normal competition, this is what I say, normal, of course I wouldn't say anything. Of course I would be saying, like, yeah, I won. But then when you go ahead and you say that your father is dying and this was his last hurrah, I would put my ego aside and tell you, just so I don't feel a certain type of way, that you won. To kind of make you kind of happy instead of sad. In other words, everything that Eric was saying was wrong about Ridge. People want new ideas from old ideas, okay? They want people to reinvent the wheel. Some people don't, but some people do. And that was the whole point.
Right.
Ridge is, by the way, in case y'all was wondering, Stephanie and Ridge are both co-CEOs, because apparently Eric does not like how the CEOs are allowing this company to kind of just be like what it is right now, okay? So, to me, that's how I'm looking at it, is that Eric was all for keeping things the way it is versus reinventing the wheel, which people like. But again, if somebody was to tell me, hey, Candace, Dad's dying, the first thing I would do is to, even though, he, probably Ridge is doing it wrong, but he feels as though, okay, I'm just going to make it a little bit better and say he won. Just for right now, give him that moment where I'm processing the fact that this man is about to go.
Give him his glory and.
Yeah, give him his glory now, because sadly, then that's when you start to, think about some things and whatnot, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see all that. But, so we got that. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it, is that, Eric, And other people are, found out. Obviously, Katie, Donna. I think by the end of this week, we're going to, Steffi Thomas are going to find out.
Steffi and Thomas.
It was announced that Ashley Jones and Windsor Harmer is coming back as Bridget and Thorne. I want to say this right now. Eric has 5 kids.
Yep.
So, and are they going to say that Bridget's been in town the whole time, because literally she did move back? But I mean, they're playing every single beat on this. So, Vinny, I have to ask this question: do you feel as though this is a goodbye? Okay, or do you have that hope that there's going to be a miracle and Eric for us to live forever? What do you think about the storyline and all that?
Well, I mean, again, as being somebody who's fairly new to the show, I mean, you never say never in soap, so you don't want to say yes, it's a goodbye. Especially when somebody has some kind of an illness, because there could always be a miracle cure in soap operas. Does that necessarily relate to the viewers, though, who may, be suffering from any kind of illness that, quote unquote, has no cure, who's hoping for a miracle? That could potentially piss off viewers. But when you have legacy characters like that, it could just be somebody that wants to retire. I don't know any inside stuff. I don't know any, it's the same thing with Anthony Geary on GH. He wanted to retire, so whether or not Luke is actually dead, they killed him off screen, which I feel is a big disappointment to a legacy character. But, if the actor wants to retire, then he'll decide, it's time. So that's just looking at it from the outside, from a new reviewer, looking at it from both kayfabe and, breaking the fourth wall. In terms of the storyline itself, I think it's great that, she gave you said it was, Eric was the one that won the contest.
Well, Ridge really won, but he told Eric that he won.
Okay, all right. So it was more like, it's good when you want to make somebody else feel better in their time of need and their time of, especially if he's a competitor and they've had, fierce competition over the years. Sometimes you just want to say, you know what, you had it this year and next year I'll get it because you won't be around if you really want to be dark about it. But at the same time, it's always a feel-good moment when it comes to something like that. And it does. It brings tears to your eyes when you see something like that. And, those are just kind of my 2 cents looking at it from a new set of eyes.
Right. David?
One thing, did you notice, there's one thing that's sticking in my craw because something is up. They skipped Eric's diagnosis and went directly to a prognosis. So we don't know what he has. They did that deliberately.
No,
so I'm wondering, what does he have?
Wait a minute.
Is it the CVA?
No, wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all talking about
the mini strokes.
Y'all talking about yourself as
yeah, he's having those mini strokes. It could be mini strokes or that other one, though.
Because he's coughing up blood and everything.
Right. But I never heard. I don't think I heard an actual diagnosis. Just they got what they thought it would be, what I thought they could be, but I don't think I ever heard a diagnosis. Just that the prognosis was he's got 6 months.
It's CVD. It's cerebral. It's
cerebral vascular.
Yeah, disease. Because at first, I'm gonna be honest with you, because they did confirm that, which is actually, I really did think that it was actually what I have, which was sarcoidosis. I thought that Bold and Beautiful, yes, I'm calling you out. I thought, especially when he started coughing up blood and like his muscular, because that's MS as well. So I was wondering if they were going to do that, but they did kind of say that there's their main focus of it.
Oh, maybe I skipped over a button. I just don't remember hearing the actual one. I heard those two things, but I didn't hear an actual one. So I think. Do you think? Well, no, that was the question you referred to me. So
yes.
I am hoping. If he wants to leave, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, if JM's looking to retire, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I'll be sad because there goes, 37 years of history? Yeah, and don't forget, he used to be on Young and the Restless, too.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So I would be sad. I don't know what can happen if he actually goes.
So,
they got to get Don Diamond in the front.
In the story? I mean, well, yeah.
Yeah, up front, yeah.
I will say... go ahead. Go ahead, David. I'm sorry.
Yeah. They need a patriarch. I don't know what you can do after you lose. I think every program needs a patriarch. I mean, you lost so many already, but I don't know what's going to happen. I will be sad if he leaves. I mean, if it's going to be another tearjerker like Stephanie's. Oh, my God. Vinny, Candace and I could talk to you forever about his wife's death. I mean,
I still feel a certain type of way about it, though. I feel, and this is why I'm going to connect those two. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just say this right now, and I think for those who follow Molly McCook's TikTok, who saw what Casey posted on his Instagram, and
it's just us, Candace. Vinny dropped.
Huh? Oh, Vinny dropped.
Vinny dropped.
And the fact that Laura Lee Bell also visited John McCook's thing, it does look like John McCook may be retiring. And I keep saying this, like I'm glad everybody is saying this, like, if that was his decision, what can we do about it? Yes, they wrote the storyline in the sense that, okay, Jackie was going on maternity leave, but then again, I can't say that because we don't know for sure, but it just seemed like it came out of nowhere. Because at first, if you guys noticed, everybody probably was saying the same thing. Another health storyline for Eric. We just had a health storyline for him. Why is it that every time the old person, why do we got to do this whole thing? But something has turned in this storyline, and I think it's because of the reality check is John McCook may be leaving. And with that, Eric Forster could be gone too.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed last week something. It was a shift, and I felt it, and I had a deja vu. To me, they're setting Brooke and Ridge to be that couple, the top couple.
That couple.
Where Steffi and Eric used to be at. obviously they have hope in her Brooke stage right now.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing Jackie as Stephanie in a pantsuit gave me OG Stephanie all day long. When I saw the scene with Stephanie, Thomas, and Hope, I literally had a flashback to OG Stephanie, either Thorne, probably Thorne at the time, and Brooke. They are setting this up to be the new season. When I say new season, I mean a new start of Bold and the Beautiful, where you don't have a Stephanie Forrester or Eric Forrester. This is, by the way, this is just me saying this. I don't know anything. But they're playing the certain beats of Eric does not want nobody to know about this. And that is so Eric Forrester to kind of keep this a thing, because also Stephanie did the same thing. Stephanie did the same thing with her cancer. I think it's going to make Ridge because he's already starting to do it, kind of like, reflect a little bit. But again, this is also setting up for Thomas, RJ, and Zende. 3 grandsons. Zende probably feels a certain type of way about RJ. Thomas probably feels a certain type of way about RJ and Zende as well. So that's what I'm looking at. Like, I'm looking at this as far, like, I'm looking at how this is all going to hit every character. Because here's the thing. Who would have ever thought that Donna would be this version of Donna?
Mm-hmm.
She's
more than the honey bear.
Exactly. Like, she grew up, you guys. Like, Donna grew up. To me, I'm going to need a little bit more Brooke here because, Eric is the father of two babies. So, and by the way, I seriously need Rick. I need Marcus. I need Krista. And I need Felicia to pop up. If we're doing this, because Rich has said, we'll let the others know. Rich, see, this is where, again, now this is where I'm going to tie it. Because of certain things that happened, like why we didn't have a Ridge, I always felt as though that was a missing piece of Stephanie's exit, was not having Ridge by her side. But again, I see the poetic justice of having Brooke by Stephanie's side. For Eric, if Eric, knock on wood, dies, I need for him to talk to Thorne, Rick, and to, Ridge, and kind of, something like that. I will say this, though, John McCook is making me cry. Because and this is what I'm talking about when you tie stuff back. Not everybody does it, but when people do it, it's really good. We were trying to figure out, why is Eric really upset about Ridge and them being in his office and moving the stapler? So gung-ho about that. When he picked up that stapler and it said, "Love, Stephanie," I was done. Eric and Stephanie had their belt. Trust and believe. But Stephanie and Eric did love each other. And I think he now realizes that he's not, like he is suffering, and he doesn't really have, like, he has Donna, but Stephanie was his rock.
Right.
So, yeah.
She was.
So it's interesting. Yep. So that was Bold and Beautiful. I know we talked about it a long period of time. So where do you want to go next?
It's a long time. Let's go GH.
Okay.
Are you filing? Did you file the papers?
I'm about to.
You're a little upset?
On certain things. Okay, so let me just get this out of the way. I gotta talk about the stuff with Trina Ezzy stuff because this has been irking me for the last 72 hours.
Oh my God! Yes, please do.
Okay, first and foremost, let me address this right now. I like Spencer and Trina.
I do.
I like Trina. Okay, see how I did that? I like Spencer and Trina. but I like Trina. My whole thing about Spencer is, honey, I understand that's your baby brother and you want to protect him from Esme and everything. But you do realize you have other people in the family who can also assist and help you with that. Because it goes from caring to obsessed real fast. And Trina was not lying. You get mad because Esme is moving across the street, down the hall, something. There seems to be more to the story with that. Trina, you do realize, though, Spencer, that's Spencer's blood. That's his family. Ace is his family. And if I was to and when we get to another show, we're gonna have to talk about this too. If you told me to pick between our relationship and my family, you're not gonna like the answer either. Because most likely, depending on the situation, and in this situation, it's a baby. That's where I'm at. I'm with my baby brother. But I got Trina's point of view of.
I do.
First one was when she said, finally. Okay, Trina. Now here's the thing. I know you were thinking that, but you didn't really have to say it like that. But then again, I understand why you said it, because it is like, all right, if you guys are trying to have a nice romantic moment or something like that, Esme is right there in your face. But the baby's sick. I don't know what to do. And not for nothing, Esme is starting to have feelings for Spencer.
Yes.
It is awkward. It is very awkward. So, but then...
He's doing the smart thing.
Right. But then, Spencer, you did not have to kind of raise your voice at Trina like that. Like, I don't know who you think you are, but you went about it wrong, too. And I'm glad that Trina was like, you know what, I'm done for the day. Like, I don't have time for you. You know, blessed be.
Good.
Have a nice life. I'm gone.
She got spunky.
She's always been spunky because here's the thing. I think, yes, they had a lovely time in New York City. But the reality is that why should Trina be putting up with Esme? Because even Esme, like, okay, new Esme, let me just say this, new Esme is like, well, Trina's been really nice to me. She's just so sweet. But Trina knows Esme for doing a lot of stuff to her. Keep in mind, this girl drugged her.
Yeah, and she's not going to forget that.
Yeah, like that's something you're never going to forget and forgive. And then again, Spencer, my whole thing is, okay, if you feel so strongly about this, why don't you ask your Uncle Sonny? Why don't you ask your cousins? Why don't you ask your okay? And then Laura, okay, GH, I need you to listen really good, okay? There's something that's totally missing from this Esme being involved. There you go, into these storylines. Okay, we get it. You need Esme and Spencer and Trina to kind of pop off of each other. Because clearly, I'm going to say, you do not know what to do with Esme. Okay?
I don't think they do.
No, you don't have Nicholas. Okay? By the way, GH, please take your time with Nicholas. Thank you. Okay. Here's where Esme could be something. Kevin is her uncle.
Yep.
Let me just preface that again. Kevin is Esme's uncle. Kevin is married to Spencer's grandmother, Laura.
Right.
To me, Laura should have kind of an issue with Esme. Instead
she
of...
should, a little bit.
Like, oh, dear, like, oh, you're so sweet. You know what? I'll pay for your house rent free. Nuh-uh. No. The roles need to be reversed. Because I can totally see Kevin doing that.
Kevin,
trying
yes.
to protect Esme
Laura,
from
maybe
being
not.
like Ryan. Yeah, from trying to be, because again, he was unable, because I think we all said this, he was unable to save Ryan. So he feels as though he could probably save his niece, which causes conflict with Laura considering what she's done to Nicholas and Spencer. Duh, not that hard.
Yeah.
But
nope.
to me, and by the way, she's now had amnesia for a year and 3 weeks.
Oh God, it's been a long time. She needs to.
So me,
I wonder if she's really out of it.
No, my whole thing.
I have to wonder.
GH, you really think I'm stupid because here's the thing, and you have not shown me. Now I will say this: for a whole calendar year, almost going on, you have not shown me anything severely damaging from Esme. Yes, she tried to say that the baby was sick, so Spencer wouldn't go out of town. Yes, she's starting to develop feelings because she's like, okay, I live with this cute boy. He's really cute. I mean, obviously that's human nature. But she has not done anything to show that she's bad again. To me, you missed. This is just me. A couple of months ago, you should have had her start to remember things, doing stuff, faking her amnesia. You've not done none of that. To me.
Only one thing that she's done, and is that when she remembered the name Ace.
And nothing
trickled down from that.
I forgot about that too. That tells you something. If it doesn't stick with me, it means that it wasn't worthy to me. Just saying. And Avery, let me say this, Avery, who plays Esme, great actress to me. But to me, this is actually a problem. This is such a problem that for a year and 3 weeks, you have not had Esme to be that villain of okay, yeah, I've been thinking. Have a scene where she was talking to the baby. And when I say early on, I mean before New York, where she's plotting. She's like, okay, Ace, Mommy is doing a little game. It's called Don't Tell. Don't tell Mommy's faking it. Don't tell. I remember everything, and don't worry. We're starting to get Spencer into our good grace. Now, could they do that now? Yeah, they could if they play their beats right. But I'm going to just be the honest person. I do believe Dan and Chris's material is this week or next week. And another thing too is now that because remember the strike ended a couple of weeks ago, and they went back the first day that the strike was over with.
Oh, okay.
Right, because it's 6 to 8 weeks with GH sometimes, unlike days, which is 5,000 years in advance. But the thing is that you can show that, because if you do start to show Esme getting her memory back, I'm going to be honest with you. I know people don't want to hear this. Nicholas, who plays Spencer, did get hired to be on a Netflix show. I don't know when they're going to start filming in Hernandez Brothers, but he's going to be gone for a period of time. I don't know how long. This could be a setup for that. If they play that Esme is faking her amnesia or she's going to get it back.
Yeah, if she's faking it because she doesn't want to go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
But couldn't they just, they decided to drop the charges because, you don't have that person that they want to put in jail because you can't remember it.
Right.
But couldn't they anyway?
I don't know. It's a soap opera, but
I forgot the reasoning why they decided not to.
I mean, just because they've now dropped the charges and everything has been okay. It was okay, do you really want to still? And no, she doesn't remember. Okay, whatever. It just feels wonky. It just feels weird with Esme's placement right now.
Yeah, she's sort of misplaced, and people are not going to forget what she's done.
I don't think she's misplaced. I just think they just don't know. She's kind of in limbo. They don't know what to do with her. Because again, if you're trying to prove that, okay, to me, and for me to believe the theory of, okay, Esme is only surviving because of Spencer and Trina, or Spencer and Trina is only surviving because of Esme, right? And you notice how I said that, so Brenda Nathan, don't come after me. What I said was, in order for Esme to survive, she has to be around Spencer and Trina. In order for Spencer and Trina to survive, for the ain't, it's Esme. If that wasn't true, GH writers, whoever was writing, then why didn't you have her, Kevin, and Laura? The way that I just said it. Have Kevin be bending over backwards while this is actually causing some tension between him and Laura.
Right.
Not that hard, folks. It's not hard. So, okay, so let's go on to another story that's urging my listeners. No, wait a minute. No.
Yeah, go ahead. Charlotte.
Oh, my Shar! I'm going to tell you right now, Charlotte Hernandez, girl, next year you get an Emmy nom for Younger Performer. Shar. This is one of those things where, okay, GH, props to whoever did this. This became a real topic online. I saw everybody coming different angles at this, and it just became real with so real, if that makes sense. Okay.
Yep.
Anna's home alone. She's already paranoid because there's certain things that's been going on. She hears short stuff. She hears her door open. Anna, who is a registered gun owner, let me just say this because that was a conversation, she, pop. Then she was horrified to see that it was Charlotte, who came into her house unannounced. There's the topic. Was Anna right, or was she wrong?
Her door was open.
Right.
Yeah, she sees someone. Should she have shot? She wasn't sure what that other person would have done. She thought she saw a gun.
Mm-hmm.
If she had called out, maybe not.
Nope, because if you call out, you don't know if that person got a gun and will shoot you. It's sort of like what Sean did with Bo on Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
You can't take that risk. You can't take the chance. Sadly, you have people who take that chance and take that risk, and they deal with the consequences later. My whole thing was, okay, I don't know how I would handle it, but I will say this: if I'm paranoid, because there's been a set of events to make me kind of question, okay, I don't know who's going to set my house on fire. I don't know who's going to write on my wall, who's going to break in and everything. I'm going to protect myself. Charlotte, you shouldn't have gone in that house knowing. No. I mean, I understand you're being controlled and everything in a sense, but, baby, you just don't do that. And the fact is that, and the reason I brought that up is because when I say social media was talking, I saw a lot of people saying they didn't take Anna's side. I saw some people taking Anna's side. Then you had Elizabeth saying, well, she shouldn't have had a gun. Okay, again, this is parents talking. Elizabeth is a parent to 3 boys and stuff like that. You got Finn over there. Like, again, you got people really having this as a conversation of, did Anna do something right or did she do wrong? Now, obviously, the fact is a child was shot, which, by the way, Sonny brought up Dante when Sonny shot Dante, okay, which was kind of different, but we get the scenario that, you shot his, a child, right? Okay. You got them talking. And then you have Jordan, Dante, Robert, I forgot who else, was all like, okay,
Mac.
We need somebody. Oh, Rick, thanks. Mac, that's who it was. By the way, John J. York, hey, we see you over there. Hope everything goes well. Thumbs up. Okay. But they all saying is we can't really defend Anna because we're all friends with Anna.
They're too close to the subject.
Yeah, we're too close, so we're going to need an outsider.
Everybody is.
Right, everybody is. So we're going to need an outsider. This is where I was like, whoever wrote GH that day, I was like, oh, because that is a conflict of interest. And I wish some other
And it can't be Chase either.
I was like,
it can't be Chase either.
Right, it can't be Chase. It can't be nobody. So they have to get an outsider. Who will they get? I don't know. But then Anna's like, she's like, I shot a child. I shot, da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, Valentine is like, he's really trying to keep this all hush-hush. But Anna found out that Valentine has known something was off with Charlotte. And Anna slapped the bejesus out of him.
Oh, yeah, I heard that one.
Finola is 5. I'm going to say she's 5'3", 5'4" at the most. James is 6'1". Do y'all know that arm? It's like it literally grew. It was like
Yeah, he's about that. Yeah.
Now here's the question: was Valentine right for keeping this from Anna, or should he have told Anna what was going on with Charlotte?
He should. Oh, he should not have kept it from her. The adults surrounding this have screwed this up 100%.
Y'all not gonna like this answer, but okay. Considering what Anna did with Peter.
Yeah.
She didn't tell a lot of people what she was doing with Peter, including Valentine. So here's the thing, Anna. You can be bad at Valentine, and I get it. But at the same time, he was doing just like you did for Peter, just like you would have definitely done for Robin. You would have protected your child before you told anybody else what the game plan was. Charlotte wants her daddy.
Look at that analysis.
Right, thank you. Hey. I sometimes got something.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought to go in that direction the way we're thinking.
Now, do I think Valentine should have said something or gave a tidbit or something? Yes, I do. But hindsight, you don't know what Charlotte is capable of considering she's bringing in a trance because of Victor. Basically, too, like we all said, Valentine, you kind of now proven to Shar that Anna is dangerous. Anna shot her. Like, seriously. Pop, pop. So now
he's
Shar
proving
is triggered.
Charlotte's point.
Right. She's now triggered. Anna is dangerous. Pop, pop. She tried to shoot. She tried to kill me. So we got that real quick because we are kind of short on time here. I just want to address this. So Eddie Main is no longer, but Ned is back.
Ned is back. We love that.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay.
What did you think of the underwater?
They were underwater too long here, okay? If this was a real situation, both of them would have been dead. Just saying. They would have been dead.
They would have
been dead. But I guess, water trauma put Ned away, and then water trauma made Ned come out. But does he remember the last thing before he hit his head? Does he remember what Nina has done?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody apparently knows what Nina's done. Right.
Today he woke up. He was in bed with Olivia, and he woke up abruptly, and he said that he remembered that what he was going to do, and that's when he fell. And Olivia's talking him out of it. He wants to come clean.
Here's the deal, GH, real quick. I'm so over this because, first and foremost, Nina didn't do anything wrong, but but kind of told
That's
the
true.
truth about Carly and Drew. My whole thing is this whole Carly versus Nina stuff has to end somehow, some way. And yes, Carly got an offer from Nina. But my whole thing is this. When I say I'm over it, I'm over it. Okay? Then you got Harmony still telling Willow, you need to be careful. You need to be careful. When did Harmony become like Mother Teresa, Willow? I'm just, I don't know.
I don't understand that either.
My whole thing, and David, you'll get this analogy. When did Willow become Nadine Cooper?
Are you talking about her to see ghosts?
When she was seeing dead people, when she was having psychic and stuff and all that. Yeah. I'm just saying. All right, so let's just go ahead. Let's go to Salem.
All right, let's go. Let's go to Salem.
So we had to say goodbye to some people this past week. Martha Madison as Belle, and the messed up part was it was literally a day after Camilla celebrated her 13th anniversary of Days of Our Lives when her character went. All right, so I'm going to ask the question.
I thought I would see her Friday.
Yeah. So here's my question to you, David. Do you think she did it? Do you think Gabby did it? Do you think she did it? Do you think she really did it? Do you think she stabbed and killed Lee? Who do you think did it?
I think there's a backstory in there, but I don't know. They're probably not going to prove it until they get the recast, if they ever do. I know they're looking. I know that it went out a while ago.
That was. I think that was like a different role.
You don't think it was for Gabby?
I don't think it was for Gabby. I have my reasons to believe that too. I'm not going to say, but I think some of you guys that's listening to the show, you guys probably putting 2 and 2 together with some things about how certain people have been written out and haven't been recast because of certain things that I'm not going to say on the show because I don't want to get in trouble and I don't want to be wrong about it. But fan speculation. That's what I can say. I will say
I want her back.
Oh yeah, I definitely want.
I think they put Brandon on recurring.
Huh?
Did they put? I heard they put Brandon on recurring. No.
Brandon, yeah. They put him and Lauren Coslow on recurring.
Lauren Coslow too?
Yep. She's the last contract player from the 90s. Now she's on recurring.
Oh, well, Janet's in there. She can do something.
Well, I mean, okay, so I'm just going to say this right now. The Albert stuff will continue until maybe mid-spring, early summer. You guys got to remember.
So Albert stuff is still going to be
yeah, we're going to be in Albert's, I shouldn't even said his name. Right. And Albert's
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah, unemployment guy. Like his tenure until, like I said, around probably late spring, early summer, and Janet's stuff, obviously is gonna her tenure. But the writer strike stuff is coming up next month. Because you guys remember
who did they have in place?
They had Sherry Anderson.
They put Sherry in? Sherry's not.
Yeah, Sherry was over there. Yep, she was. Yep, because she's not a member. She's Yep, they had Sherry.
Well, that isn't.
And for those who don't understand how this, and let me just say this: for those who do not understand what is at stake here, I'm going to break it down to you. Sherry was there in Days of Our Lives when Days of Our Lives hit their high peak. And I'm talking about the 80s. She knows her John and Marlena. She knows her Steve and Kayla. Okay? And yes, she does know her Kyriakis and her Damaris and her Justin. It's going to be real interesting to see her, and keep in mind, This is going to last December to, I want to say February, March. So
well, Steve Burton says that they're doing May right now.
They're filming May right now, but Ron is back. Ron's been back for almost like a month now, like a couple of months.
So do you think we're going to see much of that?
Of what Sherry and Sherry's writing?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to see a lot of it.
Because that wasn't covered.
No, okay, so wait a minute. Let me pull this up real quick while we're doing this. Because the thing is that the writer's strike. Wait a minute, I gotta pull this up. I'm sorry. Come on, a second. Because let's see, yeah. So David, talk while I'm doing this real quick. David.
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay, I was just saying. Okay. Don't care about that. But yeah, it's gonna be like I said, it's gonna be a while. For a lot of things to kind of take shift here. So I will say, yeah, because right now, yeah, they are doing that. But again, you guys got to remember that they take. See, that's the thing, is that Days of Our Lives takes like 6 to 8 months in advance.
About, yep.
And it's you know, it's like, whew, it's a lot to do that. I will say, though, it's going to be interesting. Now, as far as the whole Lee storyline, with Gabby, I mean, it was... Okay,
you would
so
think there's a trial coming.
Okay, wait a minute. So here's the deal about that. Okay, Days of Our Lives episodes airing around Christmas through late May 2024 will be written by the team of uncredited writers who wrote Days during the 5-month strike. So that's Sherry Anderson and some other people. So there you go.
How about that?
So it's going to be real interesting to see how certain things are handled. And I will say this, like I said, Sherry knows her days. So there may be, you know, some things that current fans are going to be like, huh? Like, what? What was going on? Because if you saw in the I think it was like the preview, there was John and Steve. At Steve, that's the bread and butter right there. So it's going to be real interesting. But with this right now about Lee, so Gabby's obviously being framed, as we all know. But again, It's like, who did it? Because there's a couple of people. I'm just going to pull the Band-Aid off of it. I think it's her true love, Stephon. I really do. Because it's to me, I don't know. And I'm also looking at Vivian. Vivian's tried to set up Gabby a couple times. So I don't know, but my whole thing is when Stephon was like, "Come on, let's go, we gotta go," and Gabby is going to go ahead and pick up the knife. I'm like, "Girl, now your fingerprints is on the knife." I'm like, "Come on now." And then you have Wendy. David, do you think this is a turning point for Wendy? Like, do you feel as though her good girl persona, she might now turn into a revengeful person?
Gabby?
No,
You're asking me
Wendy.
if Gabby will? Oh,
no,
geez.
Wendy.
Wendy. Yeah, it might beef up their story a little bit.
I mean, she's by herself now. Her brother's dead.
She has no one unless they bring her father in.
Mhm.
She might need looking after. I don't know if it's enough to turn her against everybody else. I don't know. I don't know if she's going to be the people that she's hot on are Melinda and Gabby, and that was it, unless you count Jada, but I don't think it's worth it if she does. I mean, I don't think I can turn her totally. I mean, she has support.
Right.
She has Trip. She's
right.
always. I don't think so. I'd be surprised if she does.
I'm curious.
I don't think they'll warrant it though.
Right. I'm curious as to what they're going to do with Wendy, because, and this is nothing against Victoria Grace, who plays, but I will say that I am curious where they're going to take this character at. I will say though, she did a good job. When she was like, telling him to, stay with her and all that stuff, and she lost her brother. I mean, she walked in and she saw, like, I do want to see what they do with this storyline and who they're going to say did it. Or is Lee faking his death? To kind of, and for him, when he said it was Gabby, is this because of what Gabby did to him? Like, is he faking it to give revenge on Gabby for, pretty much he was obsessed, like, oh, please don't do that, Dave. Make that boy do that. Because that's what Philip did. So, I can't with that. All right, we're short on time here. We're going to move this forward. Okay, the other big story, real quick. Okay, so because of everything, we got new DAs. Melinda has been let go because she's not stable, pretty much. So we got to look for a new DA. We could have asked Belle to be the DA, but guess what? She's gone. So we got EJ. We got EJ as the new DA.
The original offer was deputy mayor.
Sheriff deputy.
But we never saw that go about how it all came to DA though.
Right. So because
they don't show that unless they're going to do a backstory.
No, I just think this was a rush storyline because of behind-the-scenes decisions. I'm just saying. So anyway, we got EJ. He's all like, yeah, I'll take it, because Paulina's like, you know what, I'm going to offer it. And plus, EJ, our children, my daughter, your son, hey, and EJ's like, I promise to do a good job. Okay. His first order of business is the fact that he's like this, bye, Gabby. See you, you going to jail. Stephon is like, oh, you're going to enjoy this. And pretty much Belle was Gabby's lawyer. So,
conflict of interest. I thought so.
Right. It was a conflict of interest. But hold up. It gets better real quick. The person who arrested Gabby was Harris. And Stephon said this. He's like, gee, you went from being brainwashed to trying to kill somebody, to being in a coma, to being in a mental ward, to now being a cop. And I said to myself, whoever wrote that line gets a round of applause. Because only on a soap opera could you be a serial killer 1 minute. You could be a serial killer the 1 minute and be the mayor the next. Look at that. Look how soap Jesus work. Amen. I don't know. So we got Gabby. Gabby made a phone call to Adriana. And she's like, Mama loves you, and be good, listen to tell everybody, and so, yeah, she's in jail for a crime that she didn't commit. Again. That was it. Okay, real quick. Okay, because I want to make sure we got enough time for Young and Austin. The other big story on Days of Our Lives was, okay, let's get ready, folks. All right. So Melinda had told Salone and Eric, hey, it's going to be a baby boy. Here's a blue teddy bear, da-da-da-da, everything's great. Then they get a phone call saying, oh, wait, guess what, no baby. But, you know, everything is boo-hoo, tears. Okay, so we got Nicole, who's pregnant with a boy. Her and Eric talk, and they're like, yeah, you know, once upon a time, I really loved you. We're always going to love you. You know, it's going to be weird. We're still saying that you're EJ's wife. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so then we got Nicole on the road talking to EJ. They're expressing their love to, like, I love you. I can't wait to be there. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, over at Leo and Dimitri's place, Dimitri and Leo are trying to go to get onto the submarine, Dr. Ralph's submarine, right, to escape town. Then Jada comes in. She has a gun. She got a Ziploc thing. Okay. While she's trying to Ziploc Leo, Dimitri grabs the gun, shoots it to prove that Jada was lying, saying that she does not have any backup. Long story short, Leo and Dimitri knocked Jada out, took her car keys. They on the road too. So everybody's on the road. Everybody's just like, this. Then all of a sudden, it's a swerve. It's a curve. Nicole's in a car accident. Leo and Dimitri are there. EJ is there. And guess who's giving birth? Take a guess.
Leo and Nicole.
Yes. Like, Nicole is in labor. She's like, ah. Now, we saw the promo.
Yep.
David, what do you think about this storyline?
I like it because Leo's in the mess.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part I like. The part that gets me is that it's another baby switch.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't we just have one? Oh, was that 1 or 2 years ago? Was it?
Yeah, we had it with Sarah.
With Sarah. With Rachel and Mackenzie.
Yep. Mackenzie.
Yep. That was like 2 years, wasn't it?
Okay. Let me just say this. Karma is a thing because Nicole, Sammy. Okay. Here's where I'm going to say this. Okay. I know baby switches are a thing because I did see who is, because the promo did kind of led us to believe somebody was initially the person who did it. But I did see tomorrow's like picture or something like that to find out who actually did it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now it's kind of making sense. I'm going to say this. If you're a One Life to Live fan,
that you saw that everyone's
I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Instead, because I was trying to figure out something, and I saw it, and I will say this: if you're a One Life to Live, All My Children fan, because I think that was the last great baby swap story we ever had. Obviously, Ron Carvati was over there. Okay, we don't have to go into the details. I will say this: think along those lines. If you remember how that happened. And who was, like, I will say this, it's not the person we expect it to be, but I think some of us kind of guessed who it was going to be.
You mean who was going to take Nicole's baby?
Yeah, who was going to initiate the baby switch? Instead of I will say, again, that promo was misleading or something. That's what I'm going to say.
You mean, so Dimitri took it. The last I know, Dimitri has the baby, and he took it, and he ends up at Sloane's apartment.
Well, I was trying to tease the audience to watch tomorrow's episode, in case they didn't watch today.
So, is there something I'm missing?
No, you said it. I was trying to
Oh, you wanted to get them guessing.
Yeah, I wanted to watch tomorrow.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow.
Yeah. David just told you that part, though. But this might be something else. Okay, we got to talk about Young Bucks this real quick.
We do.
Long story short, Nate got fired.
Victor fired.
Victor Newman is Victor Newman. Discuss, David.
Oh, jeez. I think this is the Mamie thing. I think this was part of a deal Mamie and Victor had anyway. Yeah, make sure Mamie wanted her family together. That's my thinking. It may not be that way, but I had a feeling he was going to go anyway, regardless. I don't think he was doing anything wrong. I mean, I don't see. Do you? I mean, he was thinking about Victor's health, so he was. What did you want a former doctor to do? I'm just a little. I'm confused by all of that. I know it was a game. The one thing I didn't like is, and I know Eric said it, I thought they were making light of the illness. Because they weren't playing it properly. That's the one thing that bugged me, that he was faking it. That's what rubbed me the wrong way, to fake something like that he would do that. And even though Eric said on Instagram he understands that person's views, I didn't really care for the story, that part of it. I think JG should have rethought that process a little bit more. I don't think that should have been used. I thought maybe another tactic, but not use the illness like that. I'm sensitive, but that's just me, Candace.
Okay, so real quick, so Eric Braden had already went on social media because everybody was seeing that was like, okay, dementia, Alzheimer's, and he had said that it wasn't that. Here's what I'm going to say. First and foremost, anybody who thinks Victor Newman is stupid needs to sit somewhere and go and just seriously, all jokes aside, just go, leave, okay? Victor knows that his family will fall for about almost anything, but at the same time, they won't fall for anything, and that was the whole point. He was testing people. The fact that Nate had said, maybe you need to go away, we'll keep it hush-hush. First and foremost, that was the red flag, Nate. It's like, you want to keep it hush-hush from everybody? Okay. When Victor said, I know who did it and everything like that, it was somebody who wanted the power and everything, I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to twist it and say that it was actually Victoria. But that wouldn't have made sense. So to me, when he said that about Nate, it's not like you shouldn't have been seeing, you should have saw this coming a mile away. But then again, Nate, I think you forgot, as many people did, you and Audra was making plans to take over Newman Media Enterprises, whatever we're calling it. Nate, you should definitely be mad at Victoria, because here's the thing, Victoria, you and him was a thing. I'm going to make this real quick. You and him was a thing. You allowed him the opportunity to go ahead. Okay, but at the same time, he has feelings for you and you have feelings for him. But when you said, what am I supposed to do? I'm Victor Newman's daughter. That's why I said, if somebody was to ask me, Candace, who would you pick between somebody that you're sleeping with or your family? Again, depending on the situation, I'm going to stick with my family. Okay? And Victor was right. Victoria, you was hurt when you got demoted, but you still got a job at the family company, honey.
Yep.
Okay.
You do.
Like I said about Adam. Okay, Adam, good job. You didn't do anything this time. But Nick, don't go backwards, because you got offered a position to come back. Don't do it. Don't do it. David, you agree?
No, don't come back. You should have stayed with Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon, can you stay away from Chance, Blood Summer, and Summer, Abby? By the way, where's Abby? Hashtag, where's Abby? Because Abby should have been a part of this
Newman.
storyline. Yeah, she's a Newman and an Abbott, and there's stuff going on with the Abbotts, too. So, okay, we have, 4 minutes. I just wanted to say this real quick. First and foremost, make sure you listen to previous episodes of Take Two Radio on Blog Talk Radio and other streaming services. Also, you guys, it's been 11 years of Take Two Radio. Do you guys know what that means? It's been 11 years, okay? And some of us wasn't there for 11 years. A lot of us, some was there with Pam since day one, but some of us hopped on afterwards. And from all of us to all of you guys, thank you so much for listening to this TV show.
And Candace and I would like to welcome, I wish he was on with us right now, but he isn't. But our friend Vinny is officially among us.
Yep.
It's official.
We adopted him. Yeah, we adopted him. And I think Anthony and my anniversaries are coming up soon. So,
yes, they are.
And speaking of anniversaries, real quick, Bradford Anderson, Eric Maltzoff, Greg Vaughn, today's y'all anniversaries.
15 years
remember
upgraded.
that. I remember all of y'all when y'all first came on the General Hospital days while I was respectfully. So happy anniversary, you guys. And once again, the Daytime Emmys will be on December 15th on CBS at 9 p.m. Eastern, a little delayed on the West Coast. And we'll be on before then to talk about it. We might actually have Emmy picks.
You want to do that next time?
Yeah, next time we're going to have our Emmy
next
picks.
Monday?
Next Monday. Well,
not next Monday, but
the following Monday.
Week.
Yeah, the following Monday. Yeah, because, and by the way,
because this is weird for us. It's weird for us that we're on Mondays now.
I know.
Instead of Thursdays, because we can do 2 Mondays in November.
You guys know you guys love to start your week with us, so come on now. Let's not be honest. And by the way, from all of us to all of you guys, happy Thanksgiving, because next Thursday,
but we'll see you before that.
Well, no, because next week is Thanksgiving.
Is it next week?
Yeah.
It is.
We'll be back on the 27th.
It's the 27th. Okay.
Yeah, we'll be back on the 27th.
So we'll be back after Thanksgiving.
We'll be back after Thanksgiving. Yep.
That's true.
Yep. So make sure you guys, save me a plate, sweet potato pie or something like that. I'm just saying. So from all of us to all of you guys have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you back after Thanksgiving on the 27th to talk all soaps and gearing up for the Daytime Emmys on CBS. Bye, guys.
Yes, we will. See you soon. Candace, thank you so much.
No problem.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit Take2Radio.com.